Oh, fuck me. I can't see if that's recording or not. 1 second. Honestly, it dawns on me that if I were smarter, I could just make that text much, much bigger. Okay, so we have a real treat. Wait. There we go. Cool. All right, so I just removed the erroneous point that I got from Spathywah whilst testing. This is going to be a fun fucking morning here. We added a new feature. It only works for Spathywah right now, but it only has to work for Spathywah. All right, we haven't played our intro for a little bit. Let's do that. All right, how far did we make it up the street? Oh, only the beating man. Love that intro. Let's get back to reality. All right, so I have a special surprise for Spathywah that hopefully will work when we get down to it on stream. All right, let me adjust some of this horse. Oh, fuck me. No. 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 Oh, fuck me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the I may change which capture card uses that fucking source at the moment now, because the Elgato is like the cantankerous one. And just actually, oh, that's one thing that might be crashing the whole fucking works is that I upped the bit rate for the Elgato like considerably. I was pulling a hot 10 megabit of data off of this MacBook Pro right here. All right, hold on. Let's get our screens all set up. Oh, hey, I'm Zak Zyz. If you've never gandered upon this before, you're about to watch a legendary feat of editing take place. Do you notice that anytime I wear a red shirt here, I'm pale as a fucking ghost? That's just the auto white balance in the camera being like, you sure this motherfucker isn't like an Irishman? But no, there's no Irish happening here at all. Shout outs to True Vadra. Wait, no, True Niagen. Apparently this shit is why I haven't suffered intensely from the Caboner virus. But we'll see, you know. It does seem to be working though. I haven't fucking died yet. Sadly. But yeah, we taking them new tropics. So what's going on right here? What we got is a novel set in Hell's Kitchen. That's a neighborhood in Manhattan. It's like right before you get to the Upper West Side. I don't know, there's another neighborhood between the two of there, but I don't, whatever is, it's like basically fucking south of Columbus Circle over on like 9th and 10th Avenue. And there's a dive bar down there. It's just above Chelsea and the museum district and all that. Not gallery district. There's the dive bar down there called the Pits, and the drunks that frequent it just started waking up with superpowers for no fucking reason, and now they're tearing the city apart. And we're editing a story based on it, written by yours truly. This is like the third book that I've edited on live stream, and I really like the process. So anybody watching this can get involved. If you see something you don't like on the screen or something you do like, just let me know about it, and we'll consider your we'll consider your perspective for a hot second there, and maybe we'll make a change, and then maybe we won't. All right, hold on. Somebody is fucking pinging me. Oh, it's just like pound DNSK. I felt better when I woke up this morning. I was feeling like pretty fucking low yesterday. I went and shaved. I probably have to record the news today, and I'm actually planning on recording a 60-second how to play Rapasaurus video, and it's very, very simple. It's like the most simplified 0.01 version of it ever. And I'm just going to start simple and add rules as we go along, because I'm never going to do anything. All right, so, shout outs to Big Caesar right there from the Real Politics Discord. If you want to talk with a bunch of people about politics who are like Coptic Christians or Orthodox Christian, I don't know, there's some kind of crazy Christian whatever, but there are a lot of diverse voices and viewpoints on that server. It's fairly active. There's not a lot of censorship on it, which is one of the things that I really enjoy. I don't like servers where people try to enforce a uniformity of view, where they have like an entrance exam to make sure that you're ideologically consistent with them. If you go into any kind of communist server, and this is a Discord, you will first go into like a gulag type channel, and they'll fucking interrogate you to find out if you're a right winger trying to infiltrate their ranks. And I've successfully infiltrated a bunch of those. You just need to know like the most basic things about communism, and to have a huge heart-on for transgender people, which is like a new part of the new communist movement, because it just attracts a lot of people who are transgender, and so they've wound up belief in transgenderism as part of their whole thing, and then you just have to seem like you have no idea how economics work and live in a fantasy world, and you'll get into the server. And then you'll get banned because you invite your idiot friends in, and they make a mockery of the whole thing. Yeah, neo-communists is difficult to talk with those people. Like, I don't have a political bent myself. You know, everything that I believe is pure science fiction. But, like Minneapolis is, I watched some of the footage of the looting, and I was like, hey, I remember that from New Orleans. Except it was a little bit more desperate there. We were more afraid, and those guys are more like wheeling televisions out of there. I saw a guy with a flat pallet truck stealing 5 different televisions. What the fuck are you gonna do with 5 televisions? You know, you need 9 of them to build a cube and live every moment of your life in a VR hellscape. They burned down a lot. Well, good. I don't know if you've been to Minneapolis, but there's a lot of it that needs raising. So good for them. I saw that. So here's what went down. Their mayor yesterday called for the police officer with his knee on. I forget the guy's name. It wasn't Freddie Gray. There was another. I should remember this dude's name, but I just don't. But the guy who was trying to pass a counterfeit $20 bill, allegedly, which is a capital offense at the moment. I was looking at that fucking video, and where he just drops to the ground for kind of no reason or whatever. And I think that the police thought he was trying to play wolf, you know, like acting like he was sick or something like that. That's why they were like fucking knee dropping him and all this nonsense. So the National Guard has been called in. Hell yeah. Yeah, I like a little bit of chaos in my morning. I mean, it sucks if you were dumb enough to live in Minneapolis. That's a fucking bummer. But there are exciting times when there's rioting and shit like that. We'll get here in New York if there's a significant food scarcity. Or one of the things that I've been thinking about is that hurricane season is coming up. And a lot of the things that we would use to deal with like a hurricane, like emergency response and so forth, badly depleted at the moment. And it just seems to me like this is the year for the fucking whopper, you know, the big ones coming. Yeah, we're just in like a terrible position to resist, say, like the big earthquake in California, or you know, the 100-year flood in the basin of the Mississippi, which is coming. I mean, we have that 100-year flood every few years, and we're in a shit spot to deal with hurricanes. It's very easy for me to say this because I live on a hill in Bedford-Stuyvesant, but keep in mind, you know, we're all going to be fighting for our lives if this shit goes down. Shouts to Ilhan Omar, the congressional representative of Minneapolis, who once tweeted that Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people. Yeah, yeah. If you're the constitution, or if you're the congressional representative, why the fuck aren't you? I mean, maybe she's down there right now trying to sort this shit out. But yesterday I watched a video of the mayor of that town, who is just sort of like, he's kind of got that Beto O'Rourke effeminate, ineffectual thing happening right there. There's no gravity to his statements. He called for the officer to be charged, but it didn't specify with what, which makes perfect sense to me, because he doesn't want to like call for him to be charged with capital murder, and they could only get manslaughter or negligent homicide or some horseshit like that. So he only called for the cop with his knee on the guy's neck to be charged. And part of the reason why they're rioting is because of the optics of just asking for one of the four guys involved to be charged, which is, you know, you can see where there's the tension with the police department, where the police department obviously doesn't want any of their people to be charged, even though they fired these motherfuckers like instantly. But in this case, and also people just wanted to fucking riot. Everybody is down for a riot at this point. They're just been cooped up and the economy's in the shitter, and we're going to see many more of these before the year is out. So people are calling for a race war. I don't think we're, you know, like a race war is such an antiquated concept right there. Like I just don't think people have a race war in them anymore. Like maybe in the like 50s, but nowadays it's just like, you know, hey, you know, like I rap with that guy, or, you know, like that guy's my boss. I'm not gonna fucking, you know, or it's just, it's not in the constitution of the people any longer. They just don't have a race war in them any longer. But we might have a class war, which is wild. I don't know, man. Like, where would I even fall on the class war nowadays? I guess I would just be up against the wall instantly, despite my humble upbringings. Well, that's what's going on in the world today, and glad to get like a little chatting to warm up the old voice box. So let's write about some superhero fantasy nonsense that has nothing to do with cities being burned down, ostensibly. This is chapter 34, Bled Out All Over Manhattan. So this is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady by Zak Zyz. I drink too much La Croix to survive the class war. Yeah, so somebody, Caesar's saying like we could talk on voice chat. I never voice chat with people, like ever. Not even like my friends here on the server. I lead a very solitary and lonely existence, to tell you the truth, which is good for a writer. That's how writers are set up. You know, that's how they're supposed to operate for the most part. But it doesn't put you in a good position to survive a catastrophe. Yeah, like I don't think I've seen any of my friends or anybody I care about in about 3 months. And yeah, shit's not ideal, but c'est la vie. Ah, Christ, kid, man up. This ain't nothing but a scratch, I think. This ain't nothing but a scratch. Fucking scratch? Half of me's bled out all over Manhattan. It's just a flesh wound. Don't be a little bitch. Lemon's face is at odds with his voice. In truth, he has no idea how deep the cuts are. How the fuck can you tell without looking at them? How can you tell without looking at them? All he knows is the skin feels ragged and hot. But if any of the main cores were cut, the kid probably wouldn't be standing here. Let's just take that butt. Is first aid hyphenated? Let's see. Yeah, I think... Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Expired antibiotics are just more potent. That's not true. And I say that's not true because you can just immediately get fucking your whole channel yanked for any kind of bad medical advice on YouTube at the moment. Yeah, is first aid hyphenated? The answer, hyphen, it is indeed first aid kit. However, no hyphen in the noun version. Okay, because it's, it is indeed. Because we're using it as an adjectival phrase, it is hyphenated. So first aid kit is hyphenated, but first aid, like as a noun that you apply to somebody, is not hyphenated. Cool. Spathiwa says, I was joking. YouTube, please. Yeah, YouTube not fucking playing around with people anymore. Everybody's moving to like fucking Spotify because of it. Okay, so what we're doing there, we're taking things out of like this half passive, like we're just removing, I'm not sure exactly what fucking tense we have that is. Yeah, but lemons busting open. Yeah, instead, if we just say lemon busts open, we're removing like an implied is from there, and so it's just less work that the reader has to do. So we're putting it into present tense. So lemon bust open the first aid kit. Yeah. Lemon busts open the dusty first aid kit from under the bar and grabs a tube of antibiotic ointment. It's long expired. Okay, better. So with the, we can take the useless words that we were using, is, doing, to add in like a little bit more richness in details. So now it's a dusty first aid kit from beneath the bar instead of just like it fucking popped out of nowhere. Fuck it. Fuck it is also italicized. Fuck it. Lemon plops a big dab of it onto his hand and slathers it all over the cuts. The kid winces away from him. He has to hold him still. Oh yeah, so... Alright, so in there we're fucking... we had some pronoun confusion there, so we use lemon again just to eliminate the confusion of what's happening where. Even though that's like clear in my mind, wherever you can eliminate spots where somebody could be like, wait, who does what in this sentence? Because the reader isn't, you know, this isn't like written in their soul. So, what do we got here? So I think Ace Bandage is actually capitalized. Ace for inhibitor. Ace Bangade. Okay, so Ace is all capitalized, right? Band-Aid is capitalized, and Ace Bandage is also capitalized. Is this... Yeah. Hold on, let me look at that first. MT... What the fuck is MT Stars? Oh, a medical transcriptionist. Huh. Oh, this is a really in-depth one. ACE stands for All Cotton Elastic. Huh. But it's an acronym. Oh, so not only is it a trademark brand name, which means it should be typed as per the wishes of the manufacturer, which is why are they fucking subservient to the wishes of the manufacturer? Ace Wrap or Ace Bandage. Okay, cool. That was like all cotton elastic. I like that. I'm glad we took this aside. This is the kind of shit that an editor is doing. So Ace is a 3M product now. I bet it wasn't originally. Hold on, let's go to Wikipedia. Latex allergies. Oh, well, they got no... 1914, invented by a group of scientists at the Becton Dickinson Corporation. Huh. All cotton elastic. Yeah, so in that case, there's, we would think, normally when I hear elastic, I'm thinking of elastic rubber, but elasticity is definitely a property of every object, I guess. 1918, a nationwide contest which offered physicians a chance to win $200 for coming up with the best name for the new. So somebody got $200 to come up with Ace All Cotton Elastic. That's gangsta, and it was such a good name that it's now the generic term for that kind of bandit. It's like, what a fucking G. Hold on, let's. Yeah, this is kind of neat actually. Stretchable bandage used to create localized pressure. This is just like a tiny little aside in the book. Hold on. It's very unwise for me to just click on a random page from like a not major domain. That's how you get your shit. So yeah, 3M bought it in 2009. Huh. Well, now we know all about Ace bandages. It all seems like the right thing to do, but Lemon's just winging it. On some TV shows, they irrigate wounds. Others, they put pressure on them. He never saw any shows about treating neck wounds on invisible bank robbers. It's making him queasy looking at his hands twisting away to nothing. But when he pulls his fingers back, they're not so bad. Seems like the bleeding's almost stopped. Boo. Okay, let's take a gander here. Behind him, he hears the front door swinging open. Hey, what the fuck? Can't you read? Lemon shouts. Oh, wait, let's take that out because I think he's got a fucking spool of bandage in his hand, disappearing into nothing. Because I like the instinct where he's like, "Oh, I'll hide my bloody hands behind me." That's something. Someone. God damn, I'm pale. It's fucking ridiculous here. I'm like a cadaver. Well, that's what happens when you wear a red shirt and auto white balance. And it's not like the. I should just set a manual white balance because it's not like the lighting in here change. Well, it's going to change in a second, actually. So never mind. Fucking hair is too long and it's getting in my eyes and driving me batshit. I need a haircut. All right, what do we got here? Hey, what the fuck? Can't you read? Lemon shouts as he wheels towards the intruder. Taped to the front door is a bar napkin with "closed for 30 minutes. Emergency dump" scrawled on it. So Trump retweeted a video of a guy saying the only good Democrat is a dead Democrat, and I mean that in the political sense. I mean, there is political adversaries, like he can retweet that if he wants. It's a little extreme there, but I don't think that's like a big deal. I tell you what I hate is that he always misses the chance to use the term "democrat." Just they fucking really ought to hire me to do their social media. Jesus, I would have cities burning up like fucking cotton. Have you ever seen where there's like all those threads of spider cotton or whatever over grass, and they'll hit it with a match and it just spreads along the whole fucking thing? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I'm in such a incendiary mood today, but I'm not actually gonna do any of that shit. And I probably wouldn't take that job if it was offered because those guys don't have any sense of irony in what they're doing. They're not having fun with it. They just want power. Okay, so here I'm gonna go back here a little bit, and we're gonna make this tiny change right here. What are we gonna do? Okay, so one reality kind of edging thing that where the fuck did she get an envelope from? Um, she would have had to stop. But in New York, you can just go to bodegas and be like, "Hey, let me get an envelope and a stamp," and they just have them. They'll just hand you like a single stamp and an envelope, which I did, and then I never mailed any of these fucking letters or wrote them. So there's that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that today. Let's see if I can find a pen. The only good Democrat is a dead Democrat. And I mean that in a political sense. The French Revolution was in a political sense too, when they were lopping motherfuckers' heads off left and right. Oh, it's so insane to me that in this country we can have like so much dissent between parties that essentially agree with each other on all but like the stupidest fucking issues. The like, oh, I think we should be fiscally responsible. Well, I think we should be fiscally irresponsible. And like, none of that shit fucking matters. Like, it doesn't have any impact on who you are as a human being. The same way that like some of your friends are always fucking broke and some of them have a ton of money. Those people are just always going to exist in the world. They don't need to go to war over it. It's killing me here. Everybody should just smoke weed and get their dick sucked until they don't want to fight anymore. It's my theory. Wait, have you fucking tried this? Just all those like crowds of people who are fucking wiling out and attacking each other in the streets. Have we like just rolled over with trucks that are just burning huge like fucking bong mobiles, just burning huge clouds of dope smoke and like blasting them into the protests till everybody gets high as fuck? Instead of just blasting these guys with tear gas, just be like, all right, it's ganja time. And just huge plumes of marijuana smoke drifting through the street, like walls of it, blanketing streets like a fucking dust storm in Australia, and just swallowing up these protesters and rioters and so forth. It's fucking hard to riot when you're stoned as fuck. I'm just putting it out there. We need... that's putting marijuana farmers to work. And, it's just, it seems like these are simple problems to solve from my perspective of sitting on my ass and not actually having to do anything. Oh, I'm dying here. Oh, I really don't like the drifting off into space. But I think it works better than drifting off into nothing. And like the empty air. Let's just use drifting off into space. Lemon's holding the roll, wondering if he... Huh. Yeah, what if... So we could make a change here. Well, I guess we've established the reality of him having a first aid kit, which seems kind of dubious, but it was established like pretty early on. Although, like early on, he was disinfecting his own cuts with grain alcohol. Just that's like a very bartender thing to do. Um, but I just had a vision of like, what if he had like a roll of single ply toilet paper and he was fucking wrapping it around the kid's head. Uh, but yeah, I think we can just go with the bandagito. What the fuck is Spaethiwa? I went to all this trouble to rig something up for Spaethiwa. No, and like we're not even gonna get to use. What a troll! He got me there. Close that and lock it, will you? This ain't no operating theater. Lemon rustles in his pocket and wings a set of keys at Sarah. Lemon rustles in his pocket and wings his keys at Sarah. She makes a grab for them, but they bounce off the rubber gloves. We don't need her scooping them off the floor. She locks up while Lemon is tying the bandage off. Is there a comma there? She locks up while... No, there's no comma. Did I fix first aid kit? Yeah, it's hyphenated. Wait, where is that? Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, first aid kit. Wait, there's a typo with first aid kit. Where is it? Oh, it's first aid kid? All right, check this shit out. Watch this. Yeah, just like that. And then it disappears. Gangsta. First aid kid. There we go. Oh, Mayheim pointed out first aid kit. Well, Spaethiwa, I'm gonna give both of you a fucking point. I just wanted an excuse to give Spaethiwa a point, but I had not noticed the edit from Mayheim, so now both Mayheim and so yeah, we can pull up the scoreboard. Or here, Mayheim climbing up the charts. He's got 2 fucking edits. The coin sound effect is only gonna be for like our top editors, but it's so dumb. Hold on, let me pump up the volume here because I can barely hear that. Yeah, I could add the fucking 1-up effect too when we finish a chapter or something. I don't know. That's so dumb. It's so dumb, but also so fun. So yeah, if you want a different sound, if you're a top editor and you want a different sound effect, just let me know. Yeah, I can add like whatever sound effect you fucking want. If you have more than 20 edits to this, I will take the time to give you your own button, and I'll add your own sound effect to it. That's how real we are in the shit. Shoutouts to the first aid kid. Also, yeah, he now I remember what Mayheim was saying. He was like, "Is that a like character or whatever?" And I thought it was just like a weird joke. So I was just trying to ignore it so it wasn't awkward, but in fact it was an edit. If a doctor could see his work. If a doctor could see Lemon's work, he'd probably laugh his ass off. But there's no danger of that. All right, kid, how do you feel? Pretty fucked up. Yeah. Kind of dizzy. Yeah, we gotta get some liquid in you. Here, drink this. Oh yeah, so the drink is just first aid kit doesn't need a hyphen, according to Mike. You were very wrong. Not very wrong, but we actually stopped and researched that. In the context of an adjectival phrase, which is what first aid kit is, it needs the hyphen. If it's just first aid, like you're giving someone first aid, it does not have a hyphen. Yeah. But thank you for the attempt, just the same. I didn't fucking know myself. Although I originally had it hyphenated, which is it's rare for me to get hyphens right, so I'm pretty happy about it. So Mike says it doesn't hyphenate it on the actual kit there, which I could see being the case. Like it's confusing in the context of a product, um, but I believe what they're saying when we checked it out, that first aid would be hyphenated. Like it makes sense to me because other adjectival phrases like that, where they're two compound nouns that make an adjective, usually those are hyphenated. So also I don't, like there's nothing to fight over right here, but so it goes. So I 100% believe that you're right, that they don't hyphenate it on the kit. But I also believe that within the context of a printed work, first aid is appropriate and correct. Is it MLA? What are we? I mean, it's not a fucking term paper. It's fiction. Yeah, I think we're MLA. What's the other one? What's the? Which one is Elements of Style? Because that's the one that I use. Which one is he? Style manuals, APA, MLA, format specify. I'm not sure that they. It's gonna be. I don't know what the editor that we're gonna use for this uses, and I should be able to know. In working with publishers previously, I don't do a lot of academic stuff, and I never did, so we never used APA. Usually, let me see, Chicago Manual of Style, 1906. All right, this is derailing the whole thing. I want to get through this chapter, but essentially, that's for the editor to figure out. And the editor that we're using on this one is a hyphenator for sure. He fixed numerous unhyphenated things. So that's the juicer whirs and lemon slides a glass of. Yeah. There we go. You can pick out maybe spot. The stool's cushion is slightly flatter than the others. Got to be a reason why they give you a cookie after you get donate blood. Got to be a reason why they give you a cookie after you donate blood, right? Cool. I like it. Yeah, like arguing about an Oxford comma. Although we use the Oxford comma. We already know. Yeah, I don't care. Like that hyphen is paragraphs ago. We won. Oh, we got to lose a GOG. Oh, we can just take that out. Yeah. Sarah says she's agog, watching the glass lift and the orange juice gulp away to nowhere. I wonder what the origin of agog is. That's a weird word. Yeah, I haven't. Wiki. From Middle English.
Agog.
Yeah. An eager desire, eager astir, chiefly of eyes, wide open. Yeah, this is in a state of high anticipation. So it can be an adjective or an adverb. Oh wow, and then gogs in a merry mood from Middle English. That's wild. All right, cool. Every edit stream. Ugh, I always misspell maneuvers, by the way. I know for sure that spell check had to catch that before I could fucking sort it out there. You were maybe remarks. Oh, I don't like remarks. Yeah, says is better than remarks. You were, maybe says. Lemon notices the cushion rising. The kid has still slipped off the bar stool, ready for it. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. The kid slipped off the bar stool, ready for evasive maneuvers. He hasn't forgotten the jolt Sarah gave him. Oh, fucking, don't do that. Fit with. What? No, not that. Did we shrink? There we go. Oh, that's 300. Yeah, I like 300 a little better, honestly. Okay, cool. That's really... He's really invisible? That's really... yeah, let's just take that out. Here's the problem. Like, in real conversation, there's like so much more stuttering. And it's difficult to find like a balance between the amount of like stammering and stuttering and like what the fuck. And I feel like personally way overuse like stammering for dramatic effect, which is how people mostly talk. But it's too fucking much here. You know what I'm saying? So someone is spreading the word about Kratom on the work Slack. That's so cool. Thanks for mentioning it. You should link them to quitting Kratom and tell them the sad tale of too high to comply. I wonder if he was fucked up on Kratom when he got in that motorcycle accident. Will they even test for that? Because I don't think he had. It's possible he had relapsed onto that big K. There, I was biking by. I'm not sure if kratom is legal in New York State, but I think kava is still legal because I saw a kava bar when I was like bicycling around the other day. So shout outs to kava and kratom and other leaves that make you a little bit better able to bear your life. He's really invisible? I'm not just fucked up? Well, he's real, but I can't say nothing about that other part, Lemon offers. He hasn't forgotten his jolt either. Kid's a joker. Calls himself Maybe. Maybe this is Sarah. Sarah, maybe. Charmed, Maybe says. I can't see him. Not even in, Sarah realizes she hasn't got a better name than... Sarah realizes she hasn't thought up a better name than Electrovision for her other site. No fucking way she's gonna say that out loud. I like that where the don't link them, hide your power. Oh yeah, always hide your. Don't tell anybody at work about LRH. Fucking. In fact, don't tell your friends about LR. Don't tell your girlfriend either about LRH. Always a mistake. Why did our fucking hyphens get all jacked up? weird. That's... Oh, yeah, it's just the way that they format single quotes in pages. It's weird. I wouldn't do that. Oh, we need one more. Oh, so here he's joking, but he calls the kid a joker, so we can't use the word joke. And then we can't use the word kids because let's just check this out. Yeah. It does no work in the story to have that there. Well, he's real, but I can't tell you nothing about that other part. Kid's a joker. Calls himself Maybe. Maybe this is Sarah. Sarah Maybe. All right, good. I like that a little bit better. Yeah, I'm a real enigma. Christ, Lemon. You have any aspirin or morphine or something? It hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah. My neck hurts like a motherfucker. Morphine? The fuck, kid? I'll give you some Tylenol if you drink that juice and tell me what the fuck happened to you. Oh, so apparently... Oh, there we go. Boing. Oh, that's amazing. Christ, Lemon. Oh. Oh, I really don't like the way that looks. Christ. Yeah, let's just take that out. Lemon, do you have any aspirin or morphine or something? My neck hurts like a motherfucker. Morphine? What the fuck, kid? I'll give you some Tylenol if you finish your juice and tell me how you got all torn up. He was possessed by that, so many fucking M dashes right there. Oh, so Christ would potentially have an exclamation point there, but it's not Christ. It's Christ. You know what I mean? So it's the level of intensity of the character's dialogue does not merit an exclamation point. Who? Oh, it's Lemon's point of view. We can't do this. A kid possessed by the devil. Oh, yeah. Should the two Sarahs be separated by a semicolon? No italics. It's just a word. There's no emphasis. He's saying it flatly. Christ. So we don't want to do that. Should. Oh God. Maybe this is Sarah. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's just do that. I don't want to get into semicolons there because it's confusing for the reader as to what the fuck is going on. If we separate it into two sentences, but Lemon has insight into the other characters' thoughts throughout the novel. Now, like, it's actually like he has. Here's how this works out, right? This scene is written from Lemon's point of view, right? When anytime that Lemon has insights into, just forget that he's the fucking narrator, right? The narrator part of it is just that the way that people relate their thoughts is tinged by the fact that he's telling the story. In terms of like the concrete point of view of the story, every single scene, we should never have multiple characters' thoughts cropping into it, right? Like that's a concrete change that we're making. And here in this scene, the thoughts are all Lemon's, right? And the reason for that is like a clarity point right here. It's not third person omniscient, it's third person limited. And it should, we want to stay out of partial omniscience wherever we can. I know that there are probably some places in the book where we've slipped up on that. That's something that an editor is going to like take an axe to right away. Like anywhere where we fucked that up, we should have fixed it. There should only be one point of view in every single scene, if at all possible. And in general, unless you have some like weird telepathy type shit going on here, or you have some device that's like flicking the thoughts back and forth to characters, multi-POV scenes are just usually a shit show, and readers do not like them. So, and what we lose there is something about like his dread of the man in gray, but I think that's been established. And also, people don't want to talk about the chance, like that thing where they don't want to look at him on the street, they don't want to talk about him, they don't want to think about him. He's strong. Clawed up my neck while I was trying to. Oh, what? The devil, you say? I like that Lemon is laughing about it. How the fuck do you get mugged? You didn't tell me you was trying to steal a Bible. Yeah, I need one, okay? Tylenol, man. Give me like 8. What the fuck for? I mean the Bible, not the Tylenol. And you can have 3, and that's it. Lemon shakes them out of the bottle. Cool. Yeah. So just there, right there, where we lose the maybe kind of like gesturing to the bar, but then we have uh I like that Lemon has like the moment of self-realization instead there. So it's good, really good that we're like fixing this POV thing here. And it's like shitty that I didn't catch it in my rewrite. But POV is very difficult. Point of view is, for the most part, something that people really only start to focus on if they take a class about writing, or after like several editors are like, you need to fix this, you need to fix this, because it's not a natural thing. I think it's very natural for people to want to tell you like things that all their characters are thinking, and it just it doesn't fucking work for the most part. And you want it to work, right? I struggle to think of good books that are written in third person omniscient where you hear from like all the characters. That's worth a Google. Best third person omniscient books. Maybe like fucking omniscient third person, Strange Dreamer. These are all like fucking romance novels. A feat worse than death. Yeah, like all right, so 25. I wonder if Toad and Friends. Oh, Lord of the Flies. I could see Lord of the Flies being written in third person. I'm God, fucking look at this horse shit where you can't even click this nonsense off. Why? This is why you get fucking ad blocked with your nonsense. Gay. So like Lord of the Flies, and I was just thinking of maybe 100 Years of Solitude is third person omniscient, but there's also a difference between third person omniscient where you have multiple points of view in the same scene and where it's character by character. Yeah, we don't need off the bar. That Bible shit's all the Bible stuff's all horseshit, you know. Opiate of the masses, lemon gruffs. And he realizes he's acting holier than thou in front of a wall of liquor bottles, but maybe he's too banged up to call him on it. All right, I like that. That's a little bit better. The use of holier than thou there is I don't think that we have to go back to that scene because I think we edited out Duchamp's screaming shit through or through Matthew's voice. So let's find out. Yeah, so we took out him. So I think we had some dialogue. Yeah, he advances on the sound. Cool. That's a good catch by yours truly. Um, yeah. Cool. Yeah, so we edited out that dialogue. So when we talk about him like saying shit in another person's voice, that doesn't actually happen in that scene, and it didn't happen in the previous scene where maybe ran into them in fucking Chinatown and almost got run over. So retconned his insights by assuming he learned the details later. Yeah, I mean he would be recollecting this after the fact, but then we have another level of abstraction problem where the whole thing is written in present tense, right? So you don't. There's like a cognitive dissonance between like this guy is telling it in present tense and knows like these thoughts that he shouldn't there. I'm pretty concrete on this one that this is the right way to go about it. You know, like it's one of the things where I spent in one of my goals when rewriting this was to clean up the point of view, and I'm almost like I'd say that I'm like 99.9777666411111000011111 Matrix has you. I'm pretty concrete that it's the right thing to do for this work in particular. I think like the little bit of additional insight that we get by having multiple characters' point of view and a thing is not worth it in terms of like the confusion and the it puts a strain on the reader. Because if you ever have more than one person thinking in a scene, then in every scene you have to be like, well, who's thinking that, you know? And which means that you have to have like additional unnecessary whatever. It just people don't like it, man. All right, what do we got here? It was a tough scene to get through, by the way. Like this weird shit happening. Yeah, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm making a command decision here on this. Yeah, I thought the same thing before it happened. But this kid was possessed. He's around my age, but he was moving like someone was yanking him on wires. All right, so let's clean this up a little bit. Yeah, I thought the same thing before it happened. But this kid was definitely possessed. He was smaller than me, but he grabbed me so hard I thought he was going to pull my arm off. Maybe he can't see how bad it is either. You see how he fucked me up. Well, maybe he can feel how it is, right? Maybe like has been bleeding the whole way over here, and yeah, he's pretty torn up by this whole situation. And in terms of the story, this is like a note. the severity of his cuts and stuff like that is such that he should feel some amount of pain from. I think he magically like heals up within like a day or two here. And he's a young guy, so he's going to be healing like faster than us old fucks would for the most part. But throughout the story, anything that touches his neck should make him wince. So in further, actually here. So yeah, it always feels worse than it looks. Yeah, I'll definitely give you that. Yeah, like a. Actually, I don't, Lemon says, grinning. He can't see, but he can feel, and the kid isn't as bad off as he thinks. He's more scared than hurt. Why'd that kid come after you? Could he see you? Sarah's peering through the spectrum at maybe and still can't see a thing. Let's just take that out. I don't think it adds anything. Extra visible spectrum? Huh. Yeah. Extra visible. A little clunky, but it might work. Nerd shit. Oh, is that what they call it? That's actually what they call it? I don't think so. Checked. It's not hyphenated. What's not hyphenated? Extra visible spectrum? Okay, cool. Yeah. See, now why is extra visible? Oh, because it's two adjectives. That's why. So two adjectives don't become an adjectival phrase. It has to be like, well, first is an adjective, but then aid is a verb, right? Oh, yeah, that's why. The hyphenation, I think. Oh, it's one word, extra visible. Oh, I like that much better. Uh, yeah, fucking Pages does not agree that it's a word, but I like it. Extravision. Ooh, that even sounds cool, like infravision. I would have gotten away, but there was this fat lady in the aisle behind me. Oh, yeah, maybe he doesn't know that she was beating the piss out of him. That's just for the reader. Grabbing stuff in an aisle. Okay, cool. He was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of people? Sounds like he got sloppy, kid. Yeah, that's more lemon. Her back was turned. This kid came out of nowhere. Yeah. Okay, so we have to take that out too. Lemon would say, let me see. Let's try both ways. He was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of people? Ooh. He was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of... Yeah, he would do the N. It just feels... it's more effort to say aisle. That's why and exists, by the way, because it's difficult to repeat the... it's difficult to repeat the vowel sound twice. You know, it's like a stuttery type thing. Like you can do it. It's just like slightly more effort than an aisle. Yeah, like... So, yeah, it's more unnatural to say aisle, and you would only get that in somebody who had like it's more like a Baltimore, South type thing than a New York thing. New York thing. You was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of people. Yeah, even there, it would be, there's like a little N on the tail of that right there. Leave some valuable treasures for the future editor. Yeah, also, yeah, that looks awful. In an aisle full of people? Yeah, he would definitely say full of. Oh, but here, full of people? In an aisle full of people. Yeah, that's nonsense. Huh, wild. That's not lemon, that's me. That's what I would say in that situation. Huh, wild. Devils appearing in bookstores, cops disappearing in my bar. What? Sarah asks. When did a cop disappear? Some crazy shit happened yesterday. Cops in... Wait, when did that... When did fucking... Oh, hold on just a second. So, yeah, it was a super rainy night. All right, Sarah wasn't there. Yeah. Yesterday during the storm, cop came in for a drink. Yesterday during the storm, some cop rolled in here. Yesterday during a storm, an in-uniform cop rolled in here and asked for a drink. That's a big no-no for the NYPD. All right. Oh, what? Why are we doing fucking a New York accent? Well, he's been in New York for a long time, but keep in mind, like, he's originally from Louisiana. So, when we do this, Louisiana is more likely to do the AA sound because Southerners are all about those fucking diphthongs. Let's take a gander. You was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of people? You was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of people? Ooh, in a aisle. You was grabbing stuff in an aisle? Yeah, that's much more of a New York. The using you was rather than you were. So like the tense can, yeah, I'll fucking leave it as it is. We're locking ourselves up in this. Turned out this cop, Mason, just watched some woman get rolled over and killed on 9th and 34th. He was standing right where you are 1 second, drinking. Then he's gone. Poof. Disappeared. Like it. It's not worth it if it makes the reader stop and reread. Yeah, I think so. Very fucking accented speech is usually a mistake. And like one thing to keep in mind is exactly what you're saying. Like readability is much more important than accuracy with accents. So most of the time where you see writers writing accents, it's usually too much. They usually go too fucking far. And I'm probably doing it here. And hopefully an editor will pare it back to the appropriate level. But you know, it like, and one of the places where we'll definitely find it is like reading the audiobook. That's where you're like, ooh, this is tough to plow through this shit. I'm at this Sarah Begins. She realizes she might be about to confess to a murder. Oh yeah, that's gotta come out. want to read through this later when I'm not reading it out. How I want it to sound. Yeah, I think you've got like we have an old version of the fucking thing there, but yeah, just reading it like flatly. Here, hold on just a second. You was grabbing stuff in an aisle full of people. Sounds like you got sloppy, kid. Yeah, that works. I think it's a little too New York for Lemon. I'll just throw in like a right cheer. I had something crazy happen to me too. I met this Sarah hesitates. Cool. So we know as the reader that the reason why she is hesitating to tell fucking Lemon what's happening is because in her mind she's not sure whether or not she murdered Gary Polk. But in my mind, she definitely did not murder him. I met this guy who can read minds. No shit? I think Jippo has... No shit? You sure he wasn't just cold reading you? I used to have some of them tarot people coming in here. All kinds of Jippo bullshit. No, I could see it. No, I could see... No, I could see him doing it. His brain was reacting to thought waves. There are like thought waves, and he could sense them. Okay, that needs a comma. Supper faint. Okay, so there is a breach of what we were all the shit I just went on. Sarah lies, right? But we can a little bit get away with this because maybe Lemon just knows she's lying. She's not a good liar, and Lemon has seen through her bullshit before. wonder if that should be on its own line. Lemon knows better than a color on it. I love that. That's so good. Um, uh, Although it does sound like I'm fucking jacking myself off saying, "Oh, that's so good." Oh yeah, I love what the change that makes to the story right there, which is that it establishes more of a relationship between Sarah and Lemon, where we see that as the reader, like she's lying about this, and he knows but doesn't say anything. Which like this whole chapter, we've done some good work to cement more of who Lemon is, and Lemon is an interesting character to the reader. I think for the most part, readers are going to like Lemon, but a few people have said over the course, Lemon doesn't change in this story. He does not become a different person. His character arc is relatively static, which is okay to me because he's the narrator. But he, throughout this book, Lemon is Lemon. Lemon ain't going nowhere. Lemon has decided who he is in this world, and he's happy with who he is. And like the change that we see in him is like a little bit like he slips up and starts drinking a little bit more. But yeah, he's not a evolving character. So to get away with that, because generally you want characters to have some kind of a change, especially somebody who is like the voice of the whole book. We can slide a little bit more if we're revealing more about him throughout the course of the story, so people just don't get bored with this guy. And in truth, we really should have more of an arc to him. So that's something that we'll be looking to, especially in the later chapters. There is a little bit of him becoming, I guess, more courageous, I'd say. But he is the character that will definitely change the least throughout the course of this. And novels really are about characters changing. So that's something that I'm aware of and that we may need to tune up a little bit. What do we got here? I hope not, Sarah lies. Lemon knows better than to call her on it. We got crazy shit going on all over the city. Demons attacking good Christian boys and terrorists shooting up terrorists. That's how he says it. Now I got the motherfucking Justice League meeting in my bar. How's this all happening at once? City's going insane. Demons attacking good... There's demons attacking good Christian boys and terrorists shooting up jumbo jets. Now I got the motherfucking Justice League meeting in my bar. How's this all happening at once? Cops are striking. Garbage ain't collected. There's demons Yeah, let's take that out. How's this all happening at once? I'm not a Christian. I just needed to know some stuff. Maybe protest. What? Thou shalt not steal? Pretty sure that one's in there, boss. They can hear, maybe take a deep breath. Oh, yeah. Would I put terrorists in quotation marks? Nah, because it's directly within a directly within a line of dialogue, you wouldn't use scare quotes for the most part, unless he were saying it like sarcastically. Then you would use scare quotes or italics. You almost never want to have scare quotes if you can help it. That one's in there, boss. All right. Yeah, that's. Oh, that's never gonna get old. I want Logic to come back so I can add a sound effect for him. Yeah, let me know if you want something other than the coin thing. It just has to be short. Loving it. I like that it's fast too. It's just like doink. Yeah, then the impulse is just like ding, 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 ding. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm okay with any sound. Let Logic have his pick of whatever. Okay, cool. Well, if you think of something, hopefully not as jarring as "Oh yeah," but you can have whatever you want. Okay, look. There's this girl I'm seeing. There's this girl I'm seeing. I mean, I'm seeing her, but she ain't seeing me, you know? I mean, I'm seeing her. She's not seeing me, obviously. Yeah, look, it maybe doesn't get to say ain't in this whole thing. We can only have one character who is Lemon. Um, and you see a little bit of his speech shading into the fact that, and we even have Lemon remark on it at some point, like it's like a miniature Ralph Porter or whatever. But it's difficult to convey, like, hey, he's picking up these speech mannerisms from hanging out at this bar all the time, and it's affected and a little unnatural because he's like a fucking Canadian when all is said and done. But anyhow, she thinks I'm an angel. What? Hold the fuck up. Hold up, kid. You serious? Yeah, that's more like it. She's Catholic. I couldn't explain. Is Catholic capitalized? It's not lowercase. Yeah. It feels like it should be capitalized, but. Oh, yeah, yeah. A universal. Yeah. Okay, so it does need to be capitalized. I didn't realize that Catholic just meant universal in that sense. Cool. Yeah. Well, so Catholic shouldn't always be capitalized to what we were just learning when it's used as an adjective to describe like a Catholic collection of cocks. That would not be capitalized. It's a universal collection of cocks residing on the hard drive of one Justin D. May. Anyhow, got him. So we're a little bit anthropomorphizing his laugh here. He starts to laugh, a deep booming roar that fills the bar and doesn't give a fuck if no one else joins. Oh, apparently no one uses its original meaning anymore. The Catholics have tainted it forever. I've seen it in books. I've never heard somebody say it in person. Maybe I heard like a teacher or something say it at some point. Use Catholic in the adjectival sense. But I mean, it's a good word in that sense. It's especially a good word if you want to imply universal. Like, it's a good word for implying a tainted universality. Like Warhammer, like the Empyrean of Man was Catholic. Catholic across the cosmos. Yeah, that could fucking work. It's highfalutin though, no matter what you do with it. Sarah's trying to frown, but it's infectious. She can't hold out for long. The two of them keep laughing until Lemon's in tears. You told her, oh God, fuck me, holy fuck, okay, you fucking told her you're an angel? Are you serious? Okay, so both of these get italicized. You told her, oh God, fuck me, holy fuck, okay, you fucking told her you're an angel? Are you serious? Oh, I love it. Oh. I wonder if like all of "Are you serious" should be italicized. Yeah, all italicized for emphasis. Yeah, because uh, we're it makes more sense. It feels right. Uh, I didn't mean to. It just sort of happened. Did it work? Huh? I mean, did she give it up? The embarrassed silence is more than answer enough. Lemon starts laughing again, pounding a big tattooed fist against the bar. That's the fucking best I ever heard. We used to we used to tell him God doesn't see it if you go in the back door. But this shit, kid. Holy fuck, kid. That's some deep shit you waded into. Yeah, look, I don't know anything about this. Yeah, look, I don't know anything about this religious stuff, okay? The only yeah, it's a comma. The only wait. Used to doesn't read used to. Oh yeah, yeah, I agree 100%. Much better. The only church I was ever in. Okay. Oh, we're not consistent throughout the book. What do I like? So I think, just as a general practice, you should almost always capitalize. And I'm sure I said the exact opposite shit previously. But my theory is that like it's a little better to capitalize it just because it's clearer for the reader that somebody's saying okay and not ok. And I never want to see ever in any book written O period K period. Fuck off. This is wrong. I remember arguing about this during the Gravit edit, so I don't care. I know it came up before, but that's my current thinking. Just okay. Yeah, look, I don't know anything about this religious stuff, okay? Yeah, I'm with that whole thing. I love that compound action that we were able to set together. It took like 15, 20 minutes. I had to like do some Googling to figure out how to put in like the delays and the soundboard type shit. So it wasn't trivial to set up, but it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and I think I can just copy and paste the action and then set it for a different person. Oh, you know what? Honestly, like I could. There's a shift action that you can have on this whole thing, so I could do like shift levels and then shift click. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyhow, let's get through this chapter. It's long. I was trying to read their stupid books. I don't say something dumb and tip her off. If there is a God, he's probably pretty pissed off at me right now. That's so fucked up, Sarah says. Boom. Sent you a proposal for my sound effect on IRC main channel. Hold on, what is this right here? This I gotta see. Spathybutt.wave. Wait, where the fuck is the sound on this motherfucker? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, if you want that sound, we'll make it fucking happen. I'm game. Right, what do we got here? Yeah. All right, let's take another look. Out of nowhere should have a comewhere after nowhere. was trying to read their stupid book so I don't say something dumb and tip her off. And this demon kid attacks me. And then I'm attacked by a demon. If there is a god, he's probably pretty pissed off at me right now. I like that better. Oh, we received 100 messages today. Star Control, shout out. I think I played that. I think I played Star Control 3. There's some other game I played about building a space station too. Those things are fun as fuck. I've got a game, a board game called Among the Stars, which is it's a tile laying game about building space stations, and I never got to play it for whatever reason. But I like tile laying games in general. I think I bought Among the Stars because I liked Infinite City, which is a super fun. It's out of print too, but it's a super fun, attacky city building game that a bunch of people can play at once. Star Control. I haven't played that shit in 15, 20 years. What was there was some, oh, now I'm thinking of like a real old school game that I used to dig. Starflight for DOS. Star Control choose project. I remember Starflight too. God, all these games are dope. So fucked up, Sarah says, shaking her head. Well, I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna marry her. I know. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm going to marry her. Yeah. I want to do the right thing. I'm going to marry her. I want to do the right thing, though. I know. I want to make this right. I'm going to marry her. Marry her? Kid, you are fucking 14. Yeah, like, here, let's change that. Kid, you are 14 fucking years old. I love her. Lemon and Sarah give each other a serious look. Neither can resist shaking their heads. You don't have to be a mind reader to know what they're thinking either. Stupid fucking kids. I like that better. Kids are so fucking stupid. Okay, so where we say Lemon scratches his way through the bills, that like if you didn't read the first chapter, that seems like a weird sentence or whatever. But in the very first chapter, we talk about how Lemon doesn't count money like a white man, and that's where that's coming from, right there. I brought you money for your glasses. Sarah remembers her envelope and passes it to Lemon. Lemon's. Who scratches his way through the bills as he counts them. Feels a little weird to have who scratches. Yeah, let's take that who. Shit, this is way more than it even costs. Wow, this is too much. Way more than they cost. I'm flush anyway. Let's make that anyhow. Wow. This is too much. They didn't cost half of this. This is too much. They didn't cost half this. I'm flush anyhow. You don't gotta pay all this. Like it. Much better. Okay for consistency. You just mean like the scratch part? Well, also we reworded it so it's a little less awkward there. Oh yeah? You back doing? Keep it, please. I feel bad. Keep it, please. I feel bad for shocking you. I'm doing great on money at the moment anyway. Yeah, let's... I'm in good shape financially. Yeah, that's more like... more how a woman would talk. Keep it, please. I feel bad. Yeah, I like that better. Besides, I'm doing really well at the moment. Cool. That's a good edit. I like it. That's so cool that we have that. I gotta tell you, I was like initially like, how is this better than just fucking writing stuff in a notepad? This is better than writing stuff in a notepad. I guarantee it. 120 fucking edits. Gargantuan. It's so much easier to give edits now too. I'm loving it. I think the big stream deck is probably going to be over here. Come to think of it, because Rapasaurus is going to... Yeah, that's the way. The big stream deck is going to get assigned to this, and we're going to add some stuff for them old Rapasaurs. All right, I'm liking it. Mm-hmm. Oh, really, it's such an improvement that we don't show her point of view right here, because the reader gets to... We cut out like a lot of the uncertainty between the two of them. That you can zap them? I'm working on ATMs now, Sarah grins. You can zap them? Make them pay? Lemon's eyes are glinting with mischief. Shit. Just like in Terminator 2. I always wanted to do that, Maybe says. Do you need a computer for it? You remember in Terminator 2, the like little like fucking links, that little tiny hip top or whatever computer that he used to hijack the Terminator 2 is such a fucking classic, man. It's really like the perfect action movie. I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and just say that Terminator 2 is the greatest action movie of all time. And if you disagree, you can disagree, but you are wrong. Fucking amazing movie. God, the summer when that came out, it just blew everybody the fuck away. Do you need a computer for it? No, I can just do it. I want to see. Definitely up there with Die Hard. Die Hard is like a classic and it's goofy and it's like a classic movie. But yeah, for my money, like Terminator 2 is above like the Indiana Jones movies, which are also like a classic fucking action films. What else is like fucking classic in that like vein there? Where yeah, and you know, Predator is up there too, just in terms of the first one, not the second one. Comma after no? Yeah, I do. No, I can just do it. Actually, do we want a comma? Yeah, we want a comma. We don't want it to be like a separate sentence. Won't you get in trouble? Sarah asks. Nah, I don't give a shit. I don't make any money from the thing. I used to like the guy who made the rounds for it. I don't make any money off the thing. The vendor does. I like the old guy who was making the rounds, but the new guy's a dick. Yeah. I like the old guy who was making the rounds, but the new guy's a... hold on. Nah, I don't give a shit. Light her up. That's better. I made half my edit points working part-time in the comma industry. Really, like, so much of this is just, I don't know how fucking commas work. And I never had, like, commas, run-on sentence. What are, like, the classic ZYZ fuck-ups? Commas, hyphenation, run-on sentences. Those are, like, my top three. And breaking point of view. It's, like, probably up there in the top 10. Unnecessary profanity, but I catch most of those for the most part. Gratuitous sex scenes, that's like probably on top of all those. God. Nah, I don't give a shit. I don't make any money off that thing. I don't make any money off that fucker. The company that owns it does. I used to like the guy who would come and... Nah, I don't give a shit. I don't make any money off that fucker. Company that owns it does. I used to like the guy who would come in and refill it, but he quit. New guy's a real cocksucker. Yeah. Light her up. Sarah shrugs. The ATM is one of those faux silver finish models. It gives out 20s. She's emptied a couple of them today. No, I think it's kind of juvenile for me to do that just to say chink 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 chink. How the fuck? You can do it from across the room? Yeah, it's just a tiny little charge. I can change clocks too, if they're not too complicated. That took me a while. It's like the right... Yeah, it's just a tiny little charge. I can change clocks too, if they're not too complicated. That took me a while. Yeah, okay. How the fuck? You can do it from across the room? Yeah, it's just a tiny little charge. I can change clocks too if they're not too complicated. It took me all morning to figure this out. It's kind of like finding the right pitch. Yeah, that's better. I don't really know a lot about electric. Uh, yeah, it's just a tiny little charge. I can change clocks too if they're not too complicated. It took me all morning to figure this out. There was a lot of trial and error. I don't really know much about electronics. I'm getting better though. Can you shoot lightning? Maybe ass. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't tried. Do you still zap anyone who touches you? I'm still building up a charge all the time, Sarah. Sorry. There we go. Cool. Yeah, there's that Canadian coming out. Maybe he must be learning something about women because he knows he fucked up this time. Sarah waves it off with a rubber-gloved hand like it's nothing, though a fool could see it ain't. It's quiet for a bit as Lemon busts out the mop and deals with the blood. Then he takes his keys back from Sarah, fighting not to flinch away from her hand. Mm. Mm. Who dares to summon me? Yeah, that guy is on his fucking own. What time is it? Yeah, I don't have to deal with this bullshit right now. Real talk. All right, what do we got here? Oh, let me just let this idiot know. Boom. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's somebody fucking... Oh, we're out of space. All right. All right, well, let's... How far do we have to go here? Yeah. So, how did we run out of fucking space already? I made 70 gigs of space yesterday. All right, well, anyhow. The recording has stopped, but it's still streaming. So let's go ahead and finish this real quick. He marvels that the kid lost so much blood and is still talking shit. No, I don't like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Fuck, it's dead tonight. It's dead tonight. I'm gonna stay close for a few hours and get some chow. Are you too hungry? Maybe and Sarah both say yes in unison. Jinx, Sarah says. Maybe begins. Goddamn Jinx. There we go. So here's chapter 35 coming up, coming at you. People who can't do algebra. All right, and let's make this snappy. Spathy, do you have a time for us right here? I'm just gonna give an edit point to whoever tells me the time at each one of these things, or I could try and fucking. So we made it through 2,185 words today, which is good. And 228. Thank you very much. All right, yeah, it's a good chapter. Not quite like a full rewrite or whatever, but a lot of qualitative changes were made there. So we started at 273, and we got through almost. We got through 9 pages today, which is much closer to the rate that I want to be at, and I think we did some good work. All right. Well, this is Pale Ghost, Zak Zyz signing off here. And I'll catch you both tomorrow for fucking chapter 35. We out here.